Welcome to the EFL Cup and Craven Cottage. It's back to this competition. Manchester United back from their 3-0 win of Sheffield Wednesday to face Fulham today. Old kind of adversaries from the Premier League many years ago. And Manchester United fans have to be buzzing tonight after the team's thumping 5-0 win in the Europa League against Taruka. There will be questions over whether the Thursday matches will affect them in any way. But for Fulham, Button is in goal. Where did that come from? Odie with Sigurdsson, Mal and Hales in the defence. This is going way too fast this season. I prefer it when it was holding for a few seconds while I was able to read it. United, starting with them, David Harris in goal with Sumide by Paul and Luke Shaw. Herrera with Rooney and Pogba. Memphis and Mkhitaryan keep their places from the Europa League match. Angel Correa is replaced by Anthony Martial. Regan Paul, 18 years of age, and you have to think that Jose Mourinho really did get a kind of way on how the youth works for Manchester United. Jose's played a lot of youth players in his team since he came over. It's an interesting subject, considering the main criticism of Jose Mourinho was he doesn't really rely on the youth too much, but I guess when Manchester United brought him on board, they talked to him about it and said, look, this is how we work. And you've probably already seen the likes of Marcus Rashford play well, and Fosu-Mensah as well. Now Regan Paul is getting a shot in the centre of defence alongside Bailly. And let's not forget Bailly, he's quite young as well. He was bought from Jose Mourinho. Atari submitted with the cross, and let's not forget that Pogba's only in his early 20s, which is scary enough considering the tremendous upside in Paul Pogba since he left Manchester United the first time. Just a resulting corner, Memphis towers over the Fulham defenders. Button is able to get there. Sean to Rooney. Memphis. Martial. So quick passing for United. Martial has gone down. He's clutching his arm. Oh dear. Anthony Martial landing on his arm rather awkwardly. And Manchester United don't have a lot of striking options. The one man they do have is coming on right now. Marcus Rashford. Anthony Martial goes off injured. And we wish him the best, obviously. We won't know the full extent until later, but Martial is now out of the equation for a while. And Zlatan already on the bench. Manchester United running out of striking options. Over to Paul Pogba. Plays forward. Marcus Rashford gets there. And here comes Marcus Rashford again. Button saves, but Rashford puts it in off the rebound. 1-0 to Manchester United. And it's that boy again, isn't it? Marcus Rashford. Beautiful pass from Pogba. Marcus Rashford did the rest. Off Button. I think it came off his head as he saved it. And it bounced into the path of Marcus Rashford. And he doesn't miss from there, does he? Sensational talent is Marcus Rashford. Perfect man to come on for the injury to Anthony Martial. And he must be making a case to start more games for Manchester United, because this kid is superb. And it's 1-0 to United. Marcus Rashford once again at the moment beating Manchester City by a goal to 0. A shot there, oh my goodness me, it's the reply from Fulham. Out of absolutely nowhere. I believe that's Scott Parker. And it is. Well, Fulham out of absolutely nowhere. Where did that come from? Scott Parker just fancies his chances. Tackle was missed by Bailly, who's done fantastically well. Scott Parker fancied a shot. David De Gea saw it all the way but couldn't reach it. And Manchester United, well, where did that come from? I was just about to say that Manchester United have been playing superbly well, and I'm really noticing a lot of curse of the commentators this season so far, because every time I mention something like that, the opposite happens, and it's happened here with United. Scott Parker scores for Fulham. We're back where we started. Return to the Premier League for Fulham. Manchester United rather, my apologies. Vicarage Road to face Watford. That's the end of the first half. It went a bit quiet since the goals really. Marcus Rashford came on to make an instant impact after Martial went down clutching his arm. But that man, Scott Parker, immediately equalised for Fulham. We have a little bit of game here now. Quieted down, but hopefully that'll open up more as the second half progresses and fatigue sets in. The break. Fulham 1, Manchester United 1. Welcome to Craven Cottage for the second half here in this EFL Cup match, and it's currently 1-0 here. And I think under the rules, if it ends like this, we will have a replay at Old Trafford. It should be a tough task for Fulham, considering where they are these days. And an early chance there, and badly thrown by David De Gea. Indeed. Martin with a shot. David De Gea wasn't at all comfortable there, was he? Well, Jarbendo Sanchez-Luis is pulling the strings here. He seems to be doing a really good job of doing it too, according to the stats on the screen. Tay. There's David De Gea. And here's Paul Pogba. Rashford. Marcus Rashford gives his man the eyes. Marcus Rashford in the box. Zlatan with another good save. Marcus Rashford is just making things happen. And doing a very fine job of it too. Pogba with the corner. Down and under. Herrera kind of gets there. Now is the Fulham player going to get there? No, he's not. It's going to be a Fulham throw in though. I think the last touch was off Herrera. It was very well done in the end. Push. The referee decides to play advantage. Memphis. All the way to Mkhitaryan. Rashford, great run in behind. Marcus Rashford, absolutely fantastic. 2-1 to Manchester United. It's pretty play. Manchester United fans are going to be joyous with the way they are playing. Look at this. Mkhitaryan, what a pass. And the number 17 for Fulham completely missed the fact that Marcus Rashford was running in behind him and all he had to do was finish it. And with Marcus Rashford, you're going to get a finish. And this kid is just absolutely on it, isn't he? Another 2 goals. He doesn't seem to stop scoring, Marcus Rashford. Even when there are games he doesn't score, he plays well and he makes chances for himself. And here he is again, making waves in the English game. I don't think there's been a kid coming through out of nowhere this good in a long time. Marcus Rashford is developing into a star player for the future, indeed. Paul of all people. It's a foul on Eric Bailly. And Paul clears it. Now Martin's going to go in the book because that is a reckless challenge. What was that about? Chris Martin in the book. And no, I don't think that's Chris Martin at Coldplay. I'm almost certain of it. But challenge was poor. He's probably lucky not to get red carded, actually. Oh, Luco's coming on as Eric Bailly is struggling. And on the sideline there, he's obviously been winded on that challenge. And that's the last thing Manchester United need. They have an ever-growing injury list now. And there's Nelson Semedo, actually, but still, right back position isn't Manchester United's strong suit. That's why they bought Semedo in the first place. Wayne Rooney is brought down. He's pulling the trigger. That's a foul. It's a penalty. Everton take the lead after breaking the deadlock again at Goodison Park, and that was a clear foul on Rooney. The referee should give him a penalty there. And Rooney's fouled again. Scott Parker this time. And the referee is just giving Scott Parker a warning, and he's starting to clamp down on things a little bit now. Rooney is very lucky. It's a 2-footed lunge, I think. Wayne really is good from this position, but I do believe it'll be Memphis Depay to take it. He's already scored a free kick in in the last match, actually, amazingly enough. And here he is again. Here he comes. Oh, it's in! Memphis Depay scored it. He's 2 for 2. Memphis Depay scores another one. It's saved by Button into the back of the net. And another absolutely stunning free kick. Button is rather unlucky because he got there. Memphis is now 2 for 2 on free kick goals. And that has surely put the game to bed. It's Memphis again, isn't it? And all of a sudden, Memphis Depay is making a case of why he should have been starting so much more last season. I think under Jose Mourinho, we're finally seeing what he's capable of, especially from a dead ball situation. Memphis again, 3-1 to United. This game is almost all but over now. And that's the final whistle. Manchester United, another convincing win. Wasn't as easy as it was against Aruca. Fulham gave them a fight, but once again Jose Mourinho's team, Marcus Rashford and Memphis Depay, settled the game in the second half. They're going to have a worrying concern over the injury of Anthony Martial, and Nelson Semedo didn't look too comfortable either after he went down. Another 2 goals from that man, Marcus Rashford, who is on fire at the moment. And another purple patch is appearing for Memphis. And Jose wins another one. It's looking really good for Manchester United right now. Blossoming young players over the experienced names. This is why Manchester United are what they are. Fulham 1, United 3. So as we'll have a look at all the other scores in the EFL Cup tonight. Birmingham City are beaten by Burnley by 2-1 as Bournemouth are knocked out by West Ham. Brentford and Ipswich went to penalties. Brentford won 4-3 after a 1-1 draw in regulation time. Charlton Athletic 2, Fleetwood Town 1. Colchester 1, Arsenal 0. Oh my goodness me. Arsenal defeated by Colchester. Where did that come from? Crystal Palace 4, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Everton 2, Hull City 1. Manchester United beating Fulham by 3-1. Oxford United eliminated by Wolves. Stoke City 1, Swansea City 0. And the champions, Leicester City, have beaten Sunderland by 2-1. Number 2 stints in cup football are finished. It's back to the Premier League today. We are at Vicarage Road for Watford against Manchester United. We've had a bit of a makeshift squad today. Manchester United suffered 2 injuries to Anthony Martial and Nelson Semedo. The good news though for United fans is that both only suffering bruised shoulders, and they'll be back within a week. So Jose Mourinho doesn't have to worry too much about the ever-growing injury list, as we'll be back to just Zlatan Ibrahimovic later. For Maserati and Fulham, Hugo Gomez is in goal with Jose and Les Cambaze Buttons Project and the pronouncing is completely wrong today. It's a very unusual looking back four there, with a couple pushing more forward than the one that's furthest back. United's changes are Darmian obviously for the injury to Nelson Semedo and Correa starting up front for Manchester United today. Valencia and Lingard either side of him. The midfield three is Schneider and Carrick. Chris Smalling gets paired with Gerard Piqué, and he's there with Marcus Rocha. Well, Watford having a stelling season last season to all accounts, but that led to the sacking of the manager, Chico Sanchez Flores, which was a very, very huge surprise in the world of Watford fans. They weren't very happy with the decision. But, obviously, the owners feeling that Watford's way forward is to employ a new manager, so can't really argue with them, I guess. But that was a very strange decision. What wasn't strange is later that season. As you have a look at the Sir Elton John stand there, which is actually new to me. I have never seen that. So that must have been very, very recent. And the referee today, Michael Oliver. So Manchester United will have to do without Anthony Martial, Nelson Semedo and Zlatan Ibrahimovic for a period of time. And as we said, luckily enough, The two latter injuries were bruised shoulders, so they'll be back rather quickly, you'd assume. Troy Deeney. Really shoots under the crowd's advice. Here's Mata. And now Correa is in a right old scrap. He's called for the foul. And he's going to get booked for that, amazingly. Oh, I didn't know there was much volition in that from Angel Correa, but he's in the book now. Oh, that's probably what it's for. Correa literally body checks the man he was chasing for the ball. Looked like a tackle in the NFL. Next in the Premier League for Watford is a trip to newly promoted Burnley at Turf Moor. Under a playing advantage. Schneiderlin, and he forces a save out of the goalkeeper. It's a corner. There's going to be a booking for a Watford player, I think. Yes. What's this about? Christian Calabze is now booked. This referee is pulling no punches today. He's booking players. I mean, Correa is the man going down. Maybe that's a retaliation from earlier. Maybe that's why he's in the book. It makes sense. Marta to take this resulting corner. In towards Marcus Rojo. He didn't really get hold of it. I suppose he was trying to put it down onto his right foot. That probably wouldn't have been the best idea. That's his weaker foot, I believe. Boydini. Headed away by... Surely that was headed away by... I couldn't see from here. For Carrick. Past Angel Correa, who's going to shoot. Correa is looking a very bright youngster, isn't he? So be careful now, he's in the book though. Well, Manchester United's next match is actually against the champions, Leicester City at Old Trafford. That's going to be a real good one. That's the end of the first half. No goals to speak of. Not a lot of chances either. A very defensive-minded Manchester United in this first half. The only chances really coming from Angel Correa, and who was straight into the arms of Gomez on many occasions. A very uneventful first half comes to an end. Watford 0, Manchester United 0. Looking at the second half here at Vicarage Road. Not had a lot to speak of in the first half. It's 0-0, and the mind has been on the defensive for Manchester United. It's a very defensive Manchester United side today. Obviously they need to shuffle the deck after their EFL performance against Watford, which they won 3-1. And he was pretty wary, and David De Gea was a little bit confused over whether he could pick it up or not. Marta's played in Lingard. So a lot to do. Jesse Lingard. If I remember rightly, I believe Jesse Lingard did play for Watford a long time ago. He was on loan there. Good save by Gomez. He's been really decent tonight. As Manchester United bring on a substitution, and it's that boy again, isn't it? Marcus Rashford comes on for Angel Correa. It's a wonder why he didn't start the match. Marcus Rashford, he's been on such a perfect way of form, but he looks very happy just to be getting on the pitch. And that's the end of the game. 0-0 draw. Very little to speak of in this one. I think Manchester United were playing for the draw, to be fair, considering the injuries and the squad rotation. I think Jose was always going for a draw. Unfortunately, that's what we got. 0-0, no chance. Well, very few chances, but I think to take nothing away from the man of the match for me tonight, and that is Julio Gomez with some great saves. Close second behind Gerard Piqué, who was solid defensively. It was a very defensive game, and it showed. Watford 0, United 0. No concurring matches today, so we'll just jump straight to the table, which shows the surprise leaders of Spurs on 13 points out of a possible 15, only dropping 1 or 2 points earlier in the season with no losses. The same can go for Hull City as well. They've dropped a couple more. Middlesbrough in third also haven't lost, and neither have Chelsea or Manchester United. The losses start, unfortunately, with Arsenal, who are down in sixth, West Brom 7th, Swansea 8th. The champions go up to 9th ahead of their game at Manchester United. Crystal Palace complete the top 10. And the relegation zone is filled by Sunderland, Stoke City and Burnley, who after 5 still on 0 points. Liverpool on the bubble there in 17th is a big surprise. Manchester City with their super squad only in 14th after 5 games played. This table is looking just as topsy-turvy as the end of last season was, but Leicester won. Very interesting after 5.